Congratulations VIP Transport Services. This is the new MGHSPHEV in red that you have ordered. And today, I'm going to take you through a couple of aspects on the car. So first things first, it's going to come with 2 keys. Both of those are remote control. And if you want to enter or exit the vehicle, it's relatively easy. So as long as you have the keys on you, push this button here and you will lock the car. If you want to unlock it, again, pushing that button will allow you to do that. Now, of course, because you've got 2 keys, there's also one that lifts the boot of the car. So I can just pop the trunk and there she goes. It will open up. So I'll go through this first because this is very important. Whilst you're in proximity of the boot area, getting too close, the back hatch won't open. Now, you've got a parcel tray here that covers all your valuables. Inside this bag here is also the Type 2 to Type 2 charger. This is really important to note because this one here keeps you mobile. It's got 2 heads on it that look exactly the same, but this would be used, say, in a public setting if you happen to need a charge. Right across New Zealand you'll find these. I would recommend putting a couple of apps on your phone, including ChargeNet, which will give you locations of proximity when you're driving past up to about 50 kilometres. So it'll help you with your planning. Underneath here you'll also find a 3-pin plug charger. This is also enable you to use this at home. On the right hand side, the battery that runs some of the other parts of the car, including the petrol engine, and down here in the very middle is an inflation kit and for the tyre if you did get a flatty in a remote area, and then of course a visibility triangle. Again, all those around safety, you must have those when you're out and about. Just an FYI, the car does come with a 7-year warranty and 7-year roadside assist, so in the event that something did happen to you out there, you can call the 0508 number, which is inside your little instruction manual inside the glove box. Now, cameras all the way around the car, sensors around the car also. Just to note that on the passenger side, this is the petrol cap, and on the driver's side, there is the charging cable cap. That's just push button, pull that open, and then you've got the charger inside there. On average, because the battery's smaller than a full EV, you'll be charging the car within sort of an 8-hour period. On a fast charger, probably even shorter time. So we'll go around to the passenger side first, have a quick look inside here. You'll see that there's plenty of room. There's ambient lighting through the car in blue. Plenty of room. The seats do fold forward, so just by pulling this little lever here, it will fold forward and also flat, so give you more room for other things. There's a center console in the middle, say for valuables or for a cuppa, which is kind of handy. A couple of chargers down there, little USB chargers, a little bit of room for a book, say perhaps if you required one, but plenty of room. Now, you can put a roof rack on there as well if you require one. By the way, there is a lovely sunroof, panoramic roof all the way through. Now, the appointment is a culmination of design, European in styling, Volkswagen and SEAT Motors and MG have put this together. This is where your manual is. You'll need this for servicing. And then outside of that, you've got electric seats on the passenger side and mats on the floor. As you can see, I think it's very, very well done, and I love the red stitching. Panoramic roof. It's brilliant. Very nice car. Right. Front of the car, aesthetically, it's got sensors, also got 360-degree cameras all the way around. You'll see under the mirror another camera, and that's going to help us in a second when I go through the final aspects of the inside of the car and the operation. So On the right hand side, all of your controls for your mirrors, your windows, including heated mirrors. Was a game changer. There's lock and unlock for the car. As soon as you jump into the car, start the car will lock automatically. You've got electric seats on the driver's side, and just in here, nice little cubby hole for change. Your start stops down up here, and of course this is here for your headlight controls. Just underneath here, by the way, you'll find your petrol button there, and also the one for the boot. So I've just popped open the petrol one. That is push button. Let's go around there and let's see what fuel we use. You'll be using 95 in this car, okay? It won't open until that light illuminates, but 95. Right. Let's jump into the car and have a quick look. One of the points that's been requested is some detail on the radio. So let's start the car. You'll also note you won't hear the car running because it'll always start in the electric mode. So as it shoots up and starts displaying everything, when the system says it's ready, it's actually ready to take it out of park, which is right down in the middle there, and put it into drive mode. And I can do that from down here at my gear stick. As soon as I put it into drive, the car is ready to move forward. If I put it into reverse mode, our camera comes up immediately, and as I move the steering wheel, it also moves the direction in which I'm aiming, and it'll give us a little bit of an idea. Now with the 360-degree cameras, what it's going to do is allow me to have a look around the car, and I can do that by going through and just having a quick look. So I've got animation, I've got a number of different things in here, but I'm going to take it out of reverse and put it into 360-degree mode. Oops, and then put it into 360. Now I've got 2D, I can have a look out the front. I've got 3D in my front and my rear. I've also got wheel assistance on my driver's side and my passenger side. So if I needed to, say, get close to the curb and avoid scraping the wheels, that's going to be assistance there, right there. 3D mode is showing me everything in front of me and around me, and the car will alert you in the event that something is coming that you didn't or weren't aware of, and that's relatively handy. So on the odd occasion, the camera will indicate that there's something coming to you on your left and right. This is really because of some of these new electric scooters and stuff around. They're coming so quickly you don't know that they're on their way. So the car is going to assist you in alerting you and all of that. Again, you can get to that access down here at 360-degree or on the panel in front of me. So just a quickie on the left hand side is our kilometre rating. Below that is the petrol that we've got left in the tank, and then on the right hand side is showing me we're 94% full of electric, so the car will operate. Now just so you know, these plug-in hybrids are designed so you can actually move around in electric, and then when the electric starts to run out and you haven't managed to plug in that day, it'll switch into the petrol mode. The petrol motor will run, and whilst it's running, it will actually start to recharge the battery. It won't get all the way all the time, but I prefer to do it along the lines of when I'm traveling on motorway at a constant speed. It's more economical for me, but the car is charging, and then when I pull into, say, a small town or an area where I live, I'll run the car on electric. And to enable you to do that, all you do is push the EV button, and then what will happen is it'll pop up on the screen, and now I'm operating completely on EV. Don't be afraid of that, because beyond that it'll switch automatically into petrol. It won't just run out and leave you standing. So That's that side. On the right hand side we've got our wiper, and then on our left hand side we've got our light controls, and just below that we've got our cruise controls. Now if you look at the screen, what I will do is I'll just move the distance control between the car in front of me and the car behind. So for instance, here's an example. I'm traveling at 50 and I'm pulling in behind a car that's doing 45. The car will notice that that car's doing 45 and will monitor our speed and decelerate the vehicle to 45 until we decide we might make a move to pass the car. But ultimately it will do a lot of things with its autonomous braking and MG pilot controls, so that's very helpful for you. Right, let's get into the navigation side and the radio information which I was asked to present to you. So if I push the home button down here, this is my home screen. It does come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. To manage that, there is a plug there. I would recommend you use your cable that comes with your phone in this respect, just to make sure that everything operates correctly. Right, so we're going to set up your phone first, and what we do is we go into there, and this is for your Bluetooth, and this will enable your Bluetooth to operate. And so you're going to be looking for BBFF on your phone. Once you've set that up, it'll also sync your contacts, so really important to do that right at the first point. Now I'll go back to home, and if I want to make changes to the vehicle at all at any time, I can go and change the comfort settings, the driving maintenance settings, the factory settings if I want to. Now all of it has been all set up for you, so at this point I would just leave that as it is until you get comfortable with the car. Right, setup. So setup, for instance, is, let's go into that. These are things like sound system, EQ, sound stage, moving the music around, say, or the car, or putting it back to center. EQ, you can roll and scroll on the right hand side here, and it will change everything accordingly. So if you like jazz, then that's what it'll do. Your time controls, your display controls, and your Bluetooth. Now we'll come out of there just quickly, and then we'll go back into navigation. Now navigation's there. It has a factory navigation in the car, and there is also a navigation which is going to come out of your phone if you're using Apple CarPlay, into your temperature settings for your aircon. Again, you can sync these. You've got heated seats on both sides, and it's either hot or it's not. You'll find your comfort zone and then turn it off, no doubt. I can sync the temperature if I like, or I can unsync it and have individual temperatures for each both passenger and driver. Right, and again, we've got recycling, we've got air conditioning, and I can just go through there and make changes to the fan speed if I like. It's very much touchy, so you should be able to manage through that. Okay, now I'll just get that into doing that right off. Down to sync. At the moment what's happened is because the vehicle needs a little bit of a boost to move the air conditioning around, the engine's actually started in the background, so again, don't be afraid of that. Right, let's get into the radio. Now here's the interesting part. Relatively simple. We've set up a lot of the stations inside here for you. So one of our favorite channels is obviously 94. I'll just get back into there. Get back there. Okay, so yeah, 89.4. Now for instance, some of the stations have been set up for you. This is an FM, of course, but if I wanted to make some changes to that, I can do one of two things. I can go into the right hand one here, refresh the entire list, and to do any changes I can actually go through and I can rubbish bin the ones I don't like and then keep the ones I do like. And the way I do that is I just push this little button here, So this one right here, and then I can search through. If I don't like that one, it'll search through to another station until I like it. Now if I like that station, it's already stored on my list, and I can move on. If I like that station, I might pop that in there, and then a little love heart will pop up. Same with FM. I've put a couple in here already for you, but if you go into there and I want, say, I'm going to put one in one, it doesn't have a heart in it now, I'm going to put a heart in there, and all of a sudden it's on my favorites. Again, you can refresh it, or you can go through and make some changes manually, or you can go through and make some changes that count for you also. Alright, so hopefully that's enough information for you. Parking is by hitting this one at the very top here. The car will go into from drive. Let's say for instance I put it into drive now. As soon as I put it into P for park, the handbrake will come on. There's automatic parking too, but I need to put my seatbelt on for that. There's a decline. You can open the boot from here, and then there's your hazard lights. There's a room here for your phone, and then a little air conditioning duct comes through here to keep anything cool if you happen to have something that you want to keep cool, like perhaps a chocolate or something. The controls for the roof are relatively simple, and there is a screen that comes through. And I can pull that, and I can open the sunroof. Relatively simple. Okay, it's been a pleasure working with you. If you have any questions at all, my name's Darren. Please give me a call and I'll be ready for you and help you out. Thanks very much. All the best.